Clam chowder followed by beefsteak on rice. God, it's a snack attack.
Snack time
with Nick Jordan
on Up For It.
Nice crabby twist there.
No, crabby twists. Yeah, look, I do a little shimmy to that song. It's catchy. Hey, Nick.
We had been, before we came into this segment, we were tossing up whether to talk about two things, and I think we can link them together.
Okay.
Ramadan, which is on now,
Yes.
and a restaurant in Lakemba, which does food from Christmas and Cocos Islands.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to tell just a quick story about this lady I met. Her name is Alima. She's the owner of this restaurant in Lakemba. It's been there for 25 years. Alima, she grew up on the Cocos Islands, moved to the Christmas Islands, and left there actually because they had racial segregation, which is crazy to think that this is in the 70s, an Australian territory had forced racial segregation. Like, yeah, if you're white, you go to the white school. If you're Asian, you go to the Asian school. Like, their family left so she could get a good education. They came to the mainland, and she opened this restaurant in Lakemba. And at the time, she was like, you imagine Lakemba in the 90s when she opened? It was like huge majority population of recent Lebanese immigrants. And like no one was like her there.
Yeah.
And she was opening this restaurant and people were like, you know, they'd just come from Lebanon. They'd never seen food like that before. No one from who kind of understood her cuisine went there. So she had to serve to a community who didn't really understand and changed it because of that. But this is where we get back to what we were originally going to talk about. She was employing a lot of Lebanese people as well, because obviously, you know, she couldn't find a lot of people who could make her own food. So she was cooking like a random selection of Lebanese stuff along with the kind of like Malaysian, Indonesian influence things, satay, nasi lemak, roti, that kind of stuff. And one year in Ramadan, she had an idea to open a little stall outside Ramadan. For those who don't know much about this period in the Islamic calendar, it's a 1 month of fasting, which goes from sunrise to sunset. And at sunset, you have a meal called iftar dinner. And that was the very first stall in Lakemba to do that. And now you go into a Lakemba and it's like absolute madness.
It's
during
like
Ramadan.
markets, right?
Yeah, it's like a really, really crazy place. I think it's actually the only kind of genuine example of street food in Sydney.
Huh.
Yeah, you know, Sydney's like all about so much regulation and control.
Everything's very much like the same 10 food trucks, just moved to different
yeah,
parts.
Absolutely. There's that yum cha truck. There's the one which does Vietnamese rolls.
Potato on a stick. I love you.
Oh, yeah. But
I love you.
I actually have never tasted you, but yeah.
No, it's great. But this is proper street food.
Alima and her workers just did an improvised stall. They didn't talk to council or anything. They just did it. Someone saw them. It was a cafe down the road and opened up as well. And it slowly grew like that.
Yeah.
Until eventually it was kind of like it is now, where people would just turn up and open a store. You didn't have to be a restaurant or anything, you know. You or I could just go and open our little thing, which is so weird.
That's
Sydney,
crazy.
You know, like there's no health officials there, like cracking down on things. It gets really happening way late at night.
Yeah.
There's like quite a lot of people there at 9 a.m. and also like 2 a.m. as well.
Yeah. Obviously getting the...
Yeah, on the weekend it's like really vibing. It's
cool.
actually kind of like a bit intense.
What, like, maybe are the 2-3 things that you would recommend eating?
Get knafe from Al Andanos, the cafe. Some biryani and halim from the Bangladeshi restaurants on the side of the station. Satay and also a really nice lamb soup from Island Dreams Cafe, the name of the Christmas and Cocos Island restaurant.
Yeah.
And get a murtabak, which is a stuffed roti fried on a griddle. Yeah, the murtabak.
That's very good. Okay, thank you so much, Nick. That sounds awesome.
My pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
See you next week.
Bye.
Clam chowder followed by beefsteak on rice.